Sumit Chauhan, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be here in front of this amazing, vibrant community. You know, I was sitting backstage, and the vibe was, wow. So, you know, as I reflect on this remarkable journey of AI and Copilot that Microsoft has been on, we in M365 have been on, and I've personally been on, I cannot help but feel such a profound sense of excitement. And, you know, productivity has been a guiding star of my career. I started my career at Microsoft. My first line of code back in the day was in Excel. So I consider myself a product of Office. And I am absolutely thrilled and consider it my privilege to show you some of the latest work that we've been doing on M365 Copilot. That's your AI assistant for work. Okay. With that, you know, I was listening to Charles's opening keynote, and I thought he did such an incredible job explaining to you all the evolution of AI and what an amazing inflection point we are at right now. We are completely reimagining what's possible. And the landscape of the world is just going through this amazing transformation. I feel like we are literally at the precipice of what is going to be an amazing and remarkable journey. And I have integrated Microsoft 365 Copilot in my personal workflow for over a year now. And I can attest to you its transformative power that it's had on my personal work life. And why is that? You know, in a world where you are constantly on, we're all constantly on, we're connected, we're on the go. And what Copilot has done for me is the shift from feeling completely overwhelmed to feeling empowered. It's brought focus, it's brought simplicity, and it's brought joy back in my work. And I believe the next generation of the apps should be for everyone and be created by everyone. And we want to unlock the potential for every human in the planet to be the best writer, best storyteller, and the best data analyst through our tools. That's our vision. So today I'm going to show you new capabilities of M365 Copilot. But before I do that, I want to say thank you to this Microsoft community. Huge thanks. And we've been working, you know, we announced this vision for Copilot in March, and we barely had the product stood up. You know, we had some bare bones. And since then, we've been working in a very, very tight loop with some of our most, you know, esteemed customers, such as Lumen, Mayo Technologies, big customers, large enterprises, but also the small ones and individuals. And you all have truly helped us shape and define this product. And so I'm absolutely thrilled to announce that Microsoft 365 Copilot will be available for everybody starting November 1st. I think I'll have to give us a separate talk on agility and how Microsoft has gotten, you know, we've sort of had this incredible speed and energy to embrace this and bring it to all of you, but that's for a later time. Before I jump into the new capabilities, let's do a quick primer, a quick recap of what we showed you so far, just to jog your memory. So March, I showed you what M365 Copilot can do in the apps millions of people use, love every day. This is Teams, this is Outlook, this is Word, Excel, PowerPoint. For example, we showed you how Copilot can help you get started on a first draft really easily. And it can also generate summaries, you can get FAQs, and do so much more using just the power of your words. We also showed you PowerPoint. Now, I don't know about you all, but PowerPoint is not my strong suit. I struggle to create good slides. And so I use Copilot all the time, not only to create slides, but entire decks. I can create a deck based on an existing document or multiple documents, or just based on a free-form command. And I use it all the time. We also showed you how Copilot can help you catch up on your inbox. Now, I don't know about you, but I start my day, I come to work in the morning, I'm struggling with my inbox, and I start with Copilot. You know, it starts by summarizing, telling me what's important, what's not, and it's great. And these are just few highlights. Now, the reason I'm sharing this with you today, because these truly represent a tangible cost savings in time. That's the most precious commodity we have today. And let me tell you why this is really important, AI and productivity, why the junction of the two is just so phenomenal. You know, it helps you eradicate tedious tasks, it can simplify complexity, and help you reclaim your time. And bring the joy back to work, the joy that has slowly seeped out of work over the years. Another thing I wanted to actually talk about, this is really interesting, I found it super useful and I thought it worth sharing with this audience, is the Microsoft Work Trend Index. Now, this is a study we've been doing for a while to help our organizations navigate from remote work to hybrid work. And we've continued the study as AI burst onto the scene to help organizations navigate AI. And in the most recent study that we did, we talked to 31,000 people in 31 countries, and we analyzed trillions of signals in M365, as well as labor markets on LinkedIn. And what did we find? 3 things stood out. 1, digital debt is costing us innovation. There's a new AI and employee alliance, and every employee needs AI aptitude. Let's dig into these a little bit. So, what do I mean when I say digital debt? You know, in the simplest terms, the way I define digital debt is the accumulated loss of profit or business momentum from lack of adopting digital channels. Now, we all have digital debt. Every human being on this planet has digital debt. You have digital debt. I have digital debt. And the volume of data, emails, chats, conversation, it has just outpaced our human ability to process it all. And you know, every minute that you are spending managing digital debt is a minute not doing creative work that leads to strategic innovation. And when we surveyed these employees, we found that 64% of the employees told us they struggle with having the time and energy to really get their work done. And of these employees, 3.5 times are more likely to struggle with innovation and strategic thinking. And obviously, leaders in the organization are telling us they're worried about this lack of innovation. So, what did our own signals in M365 tell us? When we analyze the signals on M365 Productivity Suite, we find that 60% of the time is spent managing inbox and Teams, meetings, and chats. And only 40% of the time is actually spent doing creative, what we call creative work. And we also found that some of our heaviest Outlook and Teams users spend 2 whole business days just managing their inbox and attending meetings. And so the data is super clear. People need that separation of signal from noise. So that's that piece. Now, the second finding is this whole new AI employee alliance. Now, for many of us, and we certainly at Microsoft think a lot about it, that this AI-related job loss is a concern, is top of mind. And when we talk to organizations, they tell us about it. But our data gave us a very nuanced view on what exactly that means. So while 49% of the people we surveyed told us that they are worried that AI will replace their jobs, even more, 70% told us that they would delegate as much work to AI as possible to lessen their workload. And what kind of work would they offload to AI? It wasn't just administrative tasks. 3 out of 4 employees that we surveyed told us that they would be willing to offload creative work to AI. And the more familiar and comfortable the people get with AI, the more willing they are to use it in their daily life. And so nearly 90% of creative workers, these are designers, marketers, product makers, who have you, they say they are comfortable using AI for creative processes. And finally, the third point that I mentioned, which is employees we surveyed said they need AI aptitude. So what does AI aptitude mean? It means the skills to work with AI. And when we analyzed the data on LinkedIn, we got some interesting observations. 69%, I'm sorry, the slide is wrong. Looks like we weren't able to update the deck. I apologize. So 69% of the employees told us that, actually, I'm sorry, on LinkedIn we found that the number of job postings with the word AI had jumped by about 79% year over year. And in conversations on LinkedIn platform, the word generative AI and GPT appears 33 times more year after year. So let's jump into what's new with M365 Chat, with that sort of as a backgrounder for why AI, why Copilot in productivity. I want to introduce to you M365 Chat and its new capabilities. So what is M365 Chat? It's your true AI work assistant that knows about you. It has an understanding of you, your job, your priorities, your organization, your data estate. And it can reason over all of this. So think of it, it's like having someone attend all your meetings, even the ones you skip. Or it's reading all your emails, even the one you missed. Or it knows about all your files and the content in your files, even the ones you forgot about. And then what? And then it can recall and reason over it in a fairly reasonable amount of time. And all of this using natural language. That is your words, the power of your own words. But seeing is believing, so let's take a look. So I'm going to walk you through some examples of how I use M365 Chat, or you may use M365 Chat in your personal life. So like I mentioned, I start my day in Outlook. I come in the morning, and the first thing I want to do is I want to understand what happened last night, how many emails came. We are a broadly distributed organization, geographically distributed. And so emails come at night, they come in the evening, and so the first thing in the morning, I just want to view a summary of what's going on and start my day and get caught up. So let's watch that.
Let's say you're a marketer at a national chain of home improvement stores. You start your day with Copilot, asking what's hot in your inbox today. It does some thinking and gives you an overview of the most pressing items. Great. Looks like the new store opening could use your attention.
Okay. That was easy enough. Now, let's say you wanted to do that, you wanted to do something more complex. You know what's hot in your inbox, but you really want more context around that. You want more reasoning around that. Maybe you want to know some decisions your team arrived at over the course of the previous day. Let's see how M365 Chat can help.
Let's dive in deeper there. Copilot combs through all your recent emails, chats, documents, and meetings, whether you attended them or not, to get you up to speed in moments. Now, this is pretty sophisticated. It didn't just summarize a single document, it knew what sources to pull from and what information to extract from each.
So this was all incredibly useful to help you understand what's going on in your business context. That is your data that you have access to within your organization, your chats, files, meetings, transcript, like I said. But sometimes you want to search outside of your business context, and you want to be able to get that data and reason with your work data. So how would M365 Chat help with that? Let's take a look.
Next, you need to do some market research. Let's say you want details on square footage and proximity of competitors to your new location. Typically, this would take a few hours, and you might not even know where to start. Now, you can just put Copilot to work. It scours the web, and within seconds, it finds everything you're looking for. Note that it includes references to all the sources, so you can easily fact-check the results.
Okay, so what you just saw was a very complex process. It all looks simple, a little bit magical. So not only did Copilot understand your intent, it was able to cross-reference information from the web with your own unique universe of data, that is your work data, and then be able to connect the dots and reason over it. And you're starting to see this is beginning to feel like a conversation. There's a back and forth. It's iterative. And so when we say Copilot is a whole new way of work, this is what we are alluding to. I want to show you another demo. This is Copilot in Outlook. Now, FOMO is very real. I have a real FOMO of missing out meetings. And I'm often double booked for meetings on my calendar. So in this case, you can see I was invited to 2 meetings. I could only attend one. I decided to follow the other. When I followed the other meeting, the meeting organizer got a notification, and he recorded the meeting. And once the meeting is done, I get a notification back that Copilot for that meeting is ready for me to use. Yippee. Because, yes, I can't tell you, I cannot live without this anymore. I don't know how my life worked prior to Copilot in Teams. And so then the first thing I do is I go to Copilot and I say, OK, Copilot, summarize the meeting for me. And boom, 1 hour meeting, I get the gist. And then the next thing I said, I asked, Copilot, tell me what are some of the important decisions that got made in this meeting. Boom, done. And I can also ask Copilot if I'm interested, let's say I want to know, hey, what was so-and-so's opinion about a certain topic in a meeting? I get the answer. Amazing. You guys have to try it. Cannot live without this. And so, I call this now JOMO, the joy of missing out. All right, so what are our customers telling us? Like I said, this is a whole new way of building product. In my career at Microsoft, have not built product like this. Like I said, when we announced, we stood up the product. It has, sort of a nice skeleton on it, no meat and bones. And then we went to our customers and we said, please tell us, give us feedback. And we worked in a very tight loop with these customers, and they've really helped us shape and define the experience that you see in the product today. So our customers are telling us today, Copilot saves them time. Copilot helps them be creative. They don't have to take notes in meetings. But they're also telling us some challenges that they see. This whole conversation is a new way of working with the product. It takes getting used to. You have to know how to talk to the Copilot. You have to know how to be a great prompt writer in order to elicit the right information. And they're also telling us they want more multimedia content, beyond summarization and generation of text. So those are the 3 pieces of feedback that we heard loud and clear. So how are we addressing them? Number 1, Copilot Lab. We are introducing something called the Copilot Lab. Now, what's Copilot Lab? Let me explain. Now, there's a whole art and science to prompting, okay? You have your golden prompts, I have my golden prompts, but we want everyone to be able to write these great prompts. And so what Copilot Lab does is 3 things. It can help you proactively suggest very personalized and very actionable prompts. It can show you how to turn an average or a good prompt into a great prompt. And you can also discover what other people in your organization are using as prompts to get information out of Copilot. And you can share high-value prompts that you want other people in your organization to use. So now with that, I want to jump into one of my favorite parts of this presentation as I was putting it together. And, as I said, I think you all are aware, Visual Chat GPT has burst on the scene. And so we have been hard at work to understand how we incorporate multimedia into our applications. And what I'm about to show you is 2 things. 1, we have birthed a new product called Microsoft Designer. And it's an AI-first product that helps you create great visual artifacts. And we are putting it through the paces. We're getting great initial feedback. It's coming to Edge. It's coming to Bing Chat. And it's going to be deeply integrated inside of M365 Copilot as well. And right now, I'm going to show you 2 things. 1, how Designer is integrated into Word to help you build more visually appealing documents, as well how you might use Designer as a standalone tool for your creative tasks. So all you people out there who post on social media, who are generating content, visual content, please download Microsoft Designer. We have a mobile app. You can go to designer.com, use the product, give us feedback. So let's watch the demo.
When it comes to creativity, sometimes getting started is the hardest part. But how about when you want to add a visual to a text-heavy document? Now, with the new Designer integration in Copilot, you can effortlessly bring your ideas to life visually. Designer uses the context of your document to propose some visuals to choose from, and you can make it more personal by uploading your own photos. Within moments, you can create a custom graphic right in your document. Designer is the latest addition to our family of Microsoft 365 consumer apps. Powered by new generative AI, it allows you to create and edit visuals, giving you everything you need to make your project pop. Within moments, Designer quickly transitions your idea into a custom graphic with options to choose from. Once you select a design, you can customize your graphic further with new generative AI image editing features. Need to erase that unwanted object in the background? Like perhaps someone or something that takes away from the true star of your photo. Just hover and click. And sometimes your picture may not fill the full frame, but now you can expand any image to really make it shine. Done. You can even add an entirely new object. Or maybe you just want to mix it up a bit. By leveraging the DALL-E 3 image editing model, it's as simple as using your imagination and your words. What used to require specialized software and photo editing skills can now be done in just a few clicks.
That's another tool in my kitty that I use every time now. So that's all the time. I have a timer there. That's all the time I have today. The thought I wanted to leave you with is, look, this is just the beginning of what Copilot can do for you and what we can do together. I'm a firm believer that the next steps in Copilot is just democratizing it, making it available and accessible to everyone. And with Copilot, we want all of you, every one of you, billions of people on this planet, to be able to put their best foot forward. And we cannot wait to see what you do with it. So thank you. Thank you for being on this journey with us, and look forward to what we do together.